Samsung LED, Samsung QLED, Samsung Mini LED. Same brand, same size, different panel technologies. And the price difference between the cheapest and the most expensive just 5,000 to 8,000 rupees. So you would think just pick the most expensive one and move on, right? But after testing all three TVs side by side in my home, I can tell you the most expensive TV here has a color problem that even the cheapest one doesn't have. And the mid-range QLED, Samsung doesn't put a smart remote in the box. You get a basic IR remote. So before you spend your money on any of these three, watch this comparison carefully because the right TV for you might not be the one you are expecting. Hi, I am Pooja. Welcome to ClearBuy. I spend my time testing TVs and home appliances and sharing my honest real world experience with them so you can make better buying decisions. If you enjoy practical, unbiased reviews like this, consider subscribing. Now, before we get into the comparison, all three TVs I am testing today are available from 43 inch all the way up to 65 inches. The models I have here are the 43 inch versions. So, the experience I am sharing is based on the 43 inch panels. So, first, the basics. And this is where it gets confusing for most buyers. Because on paper, these three TVs look almost identical. All three are 4K resolution, native 50Hz panel with VA panels. Viewing angles are decent, but you will notice some color shift in extreme side views on all of them. That's a VA panel limitation. HDR support is identical, HDR10, HDR10 Plus and HLG. None of them have Dolby Vision. Color depth is also the same, 8-bit panels with FRC, which gives you 10-bit color output. The actual difference is in the backlit technology. The LED uses a standard DLED panel, direct LED. The QLED also uses a DLED panel, but with a quantum dot layer on top for better color volume. And the mini LED, this one uses a edge lit mini LED panel. Now, edge lit. I want to be clear about this. This is not a full array mini LED. The LEDs are placed along the edges, not behind the entire screen. That matters, and I'll explain why when we talk about blacks and contrast. Brightness. I tested all three and the numbers were interesting. The LED gave me about 251 nits in both SDR and HDR. The QLED measured around 260 nits, slightly brighter than the LED. But the mini LED, SDR was 229 nits, HDR was 231 nits. Lower numbers than both LED and the QLED. On paper, the mini LED looks the dimmest. But, and this surprised me, when I sat in front of all three, the mini LED actually looked visually brighter than the other two. The way it distributes the light across the screen, the overall perception of brightness is better. Numbers don't always tell the full story. Now, black levels. This is one of the main reasons people pay more for mini LED. They want deeper blacks, better contrast, a more cinematic feel. So does the mini LED actually deliver here? First, the frustrating part. Samsung hasn't published contrast ratios or dimming zone counts for any of these three TVs. No official numbers. So I can only tell you what I saw during testing. The LED gives you good enough blacks compared to the budget LED TVs. If you are coming from an older or cheaper TV, you'll be happy. But you can still see some backlit bleed, that greyish glow in dark scenes. You'll notice some of these on all three TVs. The QLED produces slightly deeper, thicker blacks than the LED. The quantum dot layer helps here too. Noticeable improvement, but not dramatic. The mini LED, clearly better blacks than both the QLED and LED. When I displayed a fully black image, the mini LED screen looked almost completely off, that near OLED feel, where black actually looks black, not dark grey. And because this is an edge lit panel and not full array, I did not observe any blooming. Blooming is that halo effect around bright objects on dark backgrounds. It's a common mini LED complaint, but since there is no full array local dimming happening here, that problem doesn't show up. So on black levels, mini LED wins clearly. But I want to be fair. Without official dimming zone numbers from Samsung, I can't tell you exactly how this backlit is being controlled. I can only tell you what I saw with my eyes. Colors. This is where these three TVs really separate from each other. And honestly, this is the segment that might change your buying decision completely. The LED uses Samsung's pure color technology. Overall, colors look good, punchy enough. If you are watching this TV on its own, you won't complain. But the moment I placed it next to the QLED and the mini LED, the LED started looking less punchy, less vibrant. And I noticed something else, a green tint, boosted greens, yellowish skin tones, across most of the content I tested. It's not terrible, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. The QLED uses 100% color volume. That's Samsung's claim for the quantum dot panels. And I'll be honest, the QLED impressed me here. Colors are accurate, well saturated, integrated and clearly a step above the LED. And more importantly, this TV maintains perfect consistency across all types of content. HDR, HDR10, HDR10 Plus, doesn't matter. The colors stay balanced, no weird tints, no strange shifts. Blue and red are slightly boosted, but it works. No complaints from me. Now the mini LED. Samsung calls it pure color spectrum. And yes, the colors are noticeably more punchy and vibrant than both the LED and the QLED. When you first look at it, it's impressive. But after spending time comparing all three, I noticed something. Overboosted greens across all content. The green tint is more visible than the LED. And in most movies, you can clearly observe this green tint. It's not subtle, you can see it. Skin tones tell the same story. The LED gives you slightly yellowish skin tones across the most content. Not major, but it's there. The QLED, perfect skin tones in HDR and HDR10+. In some HDR10 scenes, human faces look a little brown, but honestly, it's not a major issue. For most content, skin tones are natural and accurate. The mini LED gives warm skin tones in HDR10 and HDR10+ content. And honestly, it looks cinematic, feels good, but in HDR content, some scenes show oversaturation around the edges of human faces. That's not something I can ignore. So on colors and skin tones, if consistency matters to you, the QLED wins. The mini LED wins on raw vibrancy and punch, but the green tint and oversaturation around faces are real compromises. Sharpness. This is another area where you would expect the more expensive TV to be clearly sharper, but that's not exactly what happened. In SDR content, the QLED is the sharpest of the three. The Q4 AI processor handles SDR upscaling noticeably better. The mini LED is sharper than the LED, but it doesn't match the QLED. And the LED, while still looks good, it is the least sharp in SDR. But switch to HDR10 or HDR10+ content, all three TVs look equally sharp, no visible difference. The sharpness gap only shows up in SDR. Upscaling quality is the same across all three. Samsung's 4K AI upscaling works identically. Lower resolution content gets handled the same way. Motion handling. All three TVs uses a 60Hz motion accelerator. So you are getting a native 50Hz panel with software-based motion smoothing to simulate 60Hz. All three support ALLM, VRR and HDIG at 60 FPS. For gaming, you are getting the same experience on all three. And for cricket, I specifically tested this and all three show the same ball trailing effect, 3-ball effect, same on all three. So if you are choosing between these TVs specifically for gaming or sports, this is not where the difference lies. If you are finding this comparison useful so far and you want more people to see honest, real world comparisons like this, a like and a hype genuinely helps this video reach more people like you. Just a quick tap. So, audio, and I want you to pay attention here. The LED comes with 30-watt OTS light speakers. Good sound, decent bass. For TV speakers, I have no complaints. The mini LED, same thing. 30-watt OTS light speakers, decent bass, solid audio for a TV. Now the QLED. This is the mid-range TV, the one with the best color consistency, the one Samsung positions as a step above the LED. It comes with 20-watt OTS light speakers. Less wattage than both the LED and the mini LED. Less loudness and noticeably less bass. The sound is still clear and clean. Samsung's OTS processing works fine. But if you are comparing directly, the LED and mini LED are clearly louder and fuller. None of the three TVs support Dolby Atmos or DTS decoding, but Dolby Atmos pass-through is present on three. Means, if you have a Dolby Atmos supported soundbar, the TVs will support. But if you are planning to use the TV speakers alone, and most buyers at this price range do, the LED and mini LED both sound better out of the box. The QLED loses here. Now, the remote. I mentioned this in the beginning, and I know some of you have been waiting for this part. Because what Samsung did with the QLED remote is genuinely puzzling. The LED comes with a Samsung Smart Remote. Bluetooth works with the AI companion. Voice control built-in, 2 AAA batteries included. The mini LED, same smart remote, same features, same experience. The QLED, Samsung gives you a simple IR remote, basic, no Bluetooth, no voice assistant functionality, 2 AAA batteries, that's it. For a QLED TV that costs 36,000, you get a remote that feels like it belongs with a 15,000 budget TV. If you want the smart remote experience on the QLED, you'll need to buy one separately, and that costs anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 rupees depending on where you get it. And there is another thing, the QLED has Samsung's Workspace app built in. You can use the TV to remotely connect to your Windows PC, Mac, or laptop and operate it from the TV screen. Samsung DeX is also supported and you can manually connect through the app. Neither the LED nor the mini LED have the workspace app or manual DeX connection. On the LED and mini LED, DeX only works automatically via Wi-Fi or cable, no manual app. On the software side, all three run One UI Tizen. All three get 7 years of OS updates from Samsung. Performance is smooth on all three, though I did notice occasional loading screen delays, same across all three, nothing major. Processors are different by name. Crystal processor 4K on the LED, Q4 AI processor on the QLED, and the mini LED processor 4K on the mini LED. But in daily use, the experience feels identical. Same RAM, same 8GB storage across all three. All three have Bixby with AI, smart things for IoT device control, Google Cast, and Apple AirPlay. No side loading on any of them, only the Samsung App Store. All OTT apps are available. Screencasting works fine on all three, iOS and Android both. Ports are identical on all three. One USB 2.0 port, 3 HDMI 2.0 ports, one of which supports EARC, one LAN port and 2 antenna connections. No optical audio out, no second USB or USB 3.0 port, no aux, no AV input. Samsung has kept the port selection minimal across the entire lineup. Warranty is also the same, 1 year on the TV plus 1 additional year on the panel. Samsung's after-sales service network is excellent across India. No complaints there. So, 3 Samsung TVs, same size, very close prices. Which one should you actually buy? The LED is currently selling around 33,000 and with bank offers, it drops to about 30,000. And honestly, at 30,000, this TV is hard to recommend because the QLED and mini LED are available just for 2,000 to 4,000 rupees more. That's a small gap for a noticeable improvement in picture quality. But if the TV drops below 25,000 during a big sale, then it becomes very good value. Under 25,000, this is a solid 4K TV with good brightness, decent blacks and 30 watt speakers. At that price, the green tint and yellowish skin tones are acceptable compromises. The QLED is selling at around 36,000 and Samsung hasn't been offering major discounts on this one. Plus, you'll need to spend 1,000 to 2,500 on a smart remote separately. But if you want the most consistent, the most balanced picture quality of these 3 TVs, the QLED is the one. Colors are accurate, skin tones are natural, no green tint, no oversaturation. Across all content types, this TV just works. If this TV comes down to 27 to 30,000 range, it's absolutely worth it. The best all-round picture in this comparison. Just know you are getting weaker audio at 20 watts, a basic IR remote in the box, and the cheapest build quality of the 3. That's the trade-off. The mini LED is priced around 38,000, dropping to about 35,000 with bank offers. If you want a Samsung TV, you want the mini LED advantage, deeper blacks, that near OLED feel in dark scenes, the most vibrant colors, and the green tint and oversaturation around the faces doesn't bother you, then this TV is worth it up to 35,000 rupees max. My honest take, if I had to pick one TV from these 3 for most buyers, I would say wait for the QLED to drop to 27,000 to 30,000. Buy a smart remote separately and you'll have the most balanced, most consistent 43-inch Samsung TV in this price range. The picture quality makes up for the audio and build compromises. But if black levels and vibrancy matter more to you than perfect color accuracy and you are okay with the green tint, the mini LED at 35,000 or below is worth considering. The LED only below 25,000. At 30,000, the other 2 are too close in price to settle for less. That's my honest take on these 3 TVs. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, do hit the like button and subscribe to ClearBuy. It genuinely motivates me to keep testing products and sharing honest reviews like this. Thank you so much for watching. I am Pooja from ClearBuy. Until next time, don't just buy, ClearBuy. See you soon.